Fucking guys.
Going to the arena, gonna see me a lot of botches. Going to the arena, gonna see me a lot of botches. Going to the arena, gonna see me a lot of botches. Going to the arena, gonna see me a lot of botches. Botches happen in the ring, or when wrestlers sing, or even cut promos. Million of botches, botches for me. Millions of botches, botches for free. Millions of botches, botches for me. Millions of botches, botches for free. Millions of botches, botches for me. Millions of botches, botches for free. Millions of botches, botches for free. Millions of botches, botches for me. Millions of botches, botches for me.
Oh, that was kind of cool. I like the layering and everything. Very good.
Zeus wrote the lyrics.
Really?
Zeus wrote the lyrics, yeah.
Hey, AW should make that their theme song. That's kind of hot.
Hola, amigos, and welcome to Mark Out Mania. Well, Happy New Year to everyone. It's 2024. And we are here in a brand new year, and I'm Pedro Boy Texan Spaniard, and we have James the Extreme Sorno. How are you?
I'm doing good, my friend. I'm doing good. Lots of happening this week in the world of professional wrestling.
Is there a lot happening in Jim's house?
Always, my friend. Always.
Always. Whoa. Whoa, it's Oh, I think it's the God of Thunder, Zeus King Dark. How are you?
I am fine.
Oh, hey, you know what we forgot to do, James?
What?
We're supposed to change our icons to the Funko Pops.
Oh yeah, I forgot to change mine. My bad.
Yeah, let me mess with that.
I have to download mine, so it's not going to happen today.
Let's see. Well, so what's going on? How was y'all's New Year's Eve? How?
Quiet. I was in bed by 11.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even stay up to watch the ball drop.
If I don't have to work on New Year's Eve, I'm not staying up for it anymore.
There's some days I'll stay up, and there's some days I'll be like, nah, you know what? I'll see you next year. I'm out later. I was done.
Yeah. What about you, Pedro?
I mean, I think I need to zoom in on mine. It's too far away. We were watching The Vow. We've been catching up on that show, The Vow. It was on HBO. I don't know how long ago. And then we were watching the usual bullshit for the New Year's. Yeah.
I had a Capri Sun and cold of the night.
Capri Sun. Oh, Brian Bell's in the chat. Happy New Year, Brian. I'm
Be Brian Bell. Happy New Year, buddy.
W05.
You got Dr. Pepper and you're ready to mark out. Oh, hey.
Now you're making sense.
Now you're playing with power.
Good job.
The Power Glove by Nintendo.
So, like, lots of happening this week in fucking wrestling, huh? New Japan.
Well, it's the Tokyo Dome show.
Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom.
And then goes all the way back to 92, which was WCW New Japan Super Show number 2. That was the first January 4th show for New Japan that started the yearly tradition.
A long time ago.
So I think it was it Fantastic Story in Tokyo Dome? Is that what it was? I think I think that was the name of it back then.
I don't even remember, to be honest.
Because the first Super Show was in March '91, and that was Starrcade '91 in Tokyo Dome, and then we had '92, and then '93 were the three New Japan WCW shows. But this year back to one day.
Thank God.
And I mean, what do you say about it? I mean,
I don't know if this is a result of Tanahashi becoming president, but every single title changed hands.
Every single one?
Every single one.
I was kind of surprised the TV title went to. I'm surprised they pulled that one since he's the president. But
yeah, he booked himself to be champ. That's kind of hot. He's
not the booker, is he?
No. But I mean, as the president of the company, don't you think you have final say?
But too, don't you think this is kind of a good chance to springboard Zack Jr. even more, because I mean,
pretty fluky win too. It wasn't like he decisively beat Zack Sabre Jr. He got they doing a very lame looking roll up exchange, and he got the better of him on that, just barely.
It's all the better for Zack. I mean, he's far and away the best gaijin that's still there, and they want to keep him. They had plenty of vegetables for him to eat in Japan. We know he's not real fond of America, and he's I think that the smart idea, would be to maybe have him win another New Japan Cup, and then win the world title after that, maybe.
I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty solid, because Naito's in terrible shape.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not trying to be mean. He's in terrible shape.
And they've got history. I mean, Naito and
Hey, I mean, I don't know what the purpose of putting the strap on Naito is, because he can't be the face of the company anymore. Okay, fine. 10 years ago, maybe, but not now.
Do you guys remember the G1 in 2022? Naito got injured in the match against Zack Sabre Jr. And then Zack Sabre Jr. had that big run in that tournament where we were like, oh, are they going to go all the way with him? But then they didn't. And then we thought, well, they're surely going to set up Zack Sabre Jr. and Naito for the Tokyo Dome. But then they didn't.
Yeah.
And I remember cutting a promo about it on here. I was like, well, why'd they go through all that stuff? Like, they made so much out of it, and then they didn't do anything with it. So they can finally do something with it, potentially.
Yeah, well, what good came out of this fucking Wrestle Kingdom? Bishamon finally lost.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah.
But, sadly, the new champions.
Yeah.
Not as exciting as the old champion.
I think they might be a little worse, if that's possible.
Well, I mean, that's on the strength of Goto, because
that's true. That's true.
Career behind him, he's got the love, respect, and adoration of every kind of wrestling personality in Japan. So yeah, even though he's carrying the useless stick waddling fucking
that's your boy, Zeus.
Baby Dragon Ball Saiyan fucking ugh. He's aggressive. Sucks all the fun and excitement out of it.
Yeah, to what you're saying about Goto, last week, I say last week, yeah, it was last week, on Stardom, they had their last show of the year, and they put the world title on Maika, and people were saying, well, they avoided making Maika Goto for Stardom. It's where Goto is like that. That's his position in a way. The way people think of him and Ishii is like they're the people who people feel should have got a run and they never pulled the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also young people not understanding it. That's a very, there's a lot of, that's a very normal cultural place to be. To be a celebrated kind of, it's not a failure to be a great second banana.
Right.
Right. It's not a failure to be Ishii.
No, it's not a failure. Exactly. There's no failure to be Ishii. There's no failure to be Goto.
No, not at all.
And what else do we see? And in every culture, but also in Japanese pro wrestling too, we see it. The completely undeserving champion like Sonata.
Yeah. Evil.
Yeah.
Evil. Oh yeah.
Yeah, evil.
I mean, the thing is, they did try to make it work because they do have history because they were in LIJ, and but they kind of took their time with it and probably too much time. But we'll just have to see what happens with Naito going forward because I don't think I don't think just Five Guys has got another big champion in them. I mean, Taichi, several years, it was about what, 2019, when Naito won the belts and then the New Year's Dash, or maybe it was.
I think Naito won the double belts at 2020 Wrestle Kingdom in 2020. But you're talking about the Intercontinental title, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So him and Naito had that really good title match. Yes.
Yeah.
It was very non-Japanese kind of match in a way. It was kind of like a American wrestling thing because it was a bunch of just kind of shenanigans, right? But it was real exciting. I just remember it being a lot of fun and exciting.
Yeah.
Well, that's speaking of Intercontinental belt. Now you got the Global Championship, which Dave Finlay won, and that was a no-brainer because you knew they wasn't going to give it to Ospreay or Moxley.
Well, but Zeus, James, we'll get back to that. I wanted Zeus to finish his thought on where he was going.
I'm sorry, Zeus, my bad.
Well, I was saying that without, with just Five Guys, Taichi's just kind of run out of momentum.
Yeah, you're right. He did seem to have some kind of upward mobility seemingly there, right?
Yeah.
And then there's that G1 match he had with Ibushi where all they did was kick each other for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it just never went anywhere afterwards, right?
Right. And then, of course, his run with Zack Sabre Jr.'s Dangerous Techers was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I don't see another heavyweight champion coming out of just Five Guys, but I think that, and I don't know if there's another good tag team partner for Taichi in that group, because sorry James, but Sonata just not he's not.
No, he's not doing it. He's not doing it. I give you no. You're absolutely right.
He's just.
And
something else that we just haven't gotten over the last year is the good promos and things.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know if it was just in the chat or whatever, but we used to get Naito would get on and they would show snippets of his his backstage and press conference stuff, and he would come out and he would speak in Spanish and he would talk down to his opponents.
Yeah, we talked about it last week because you were saying that and I was saying they used to do more angles. He used to have sort of angles that people would be invested in. Yeah.
And he was great at getting people invested. So hopefully maybe we'll get some good promos out of this championship run, and hopefully it won't be too long and painful for him.
No, now we got Nick Nemeth cutting promos. Brutal.
Well, at least he's just going after David Finlay. I mean,
and he put over that belt. I don't know why, but
he did. He did put it over. I mean, but does he really not have a choice but to put the belt over?
I mean,
what? He's not going to go in there and shit on it, is he? No, he can't do that. So he's got to put it over.
Let's not challenge the universe, James.
I mean, but the whole thing was set up for Finlay to win anyway.
What did you think of the belt? When Zeus showed us the picture from the Twitter account, it looked like a kid's toy. But when I saw it in person, it looked better on the video than it did on in that picture.
It honestly, it just looks like a generic kid's belt. Like not even.
It looks like the poor man's version of the old Intercontinental strap.
No, I don't even think it was that good.
No,
I think it looked a lot like that Jerry Lawler unified belt he made.
I forgot about that shit. Oh god,
that belt was brutal, Zeus.
I mean, it wasn't that bad because it was kind of based on the world class title. But just that kind of the burst of those lines behind it.
Yeah.
And just the stupid global behind it. I'm like, this is where kind of New Japan shows that they're kind of disconnected from the rest of the wrestling community because we just got rid of Global Force a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like literally in my Rob Van Dam comic book from 1990 fucking 9 or whatever the hell it was. That's what I named my fake wrestling federation. They were global tag team and global heavyweight champions because it was based on, it was just a joke, and they were like the champions of Earth. I mean, it's just like you have a world champion, okay? What can you not come up with a better fucking title name?
Yeah, I don't like the word global anyway. It sucks because it reminds me of that Jeff Jarrett shit too. It does. It actually reminds me of his global shit, and those were ugly looking belts.
Zeus was referencing that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, the belts were ugly. They had that
stickers.
Well, not just that. I mean, they were engraved. It just looked like stickers. I saw one of the belts. I saw both of those, the heavyweight and the next gen belt. I've seen both of those in real life.
Every time you see global, I think of a fucking Karen Jarrett fucking cosplay Melina.
Right? But like, use that.
Just higher prices, James. Just higher prices. Higher rates.
Right? Nickelodeon slime green color.
Yeah, horrible.
Oh man!
But at least it was one show. I mean, Dave Meltzer gave everybody 7,000 stars, so everybody should be happy.
You want me to run down the ratings, Meltzer's ratings for the
Tokyo? Yeah, why not?
Sure, why not? Yeah.
The Rumble he gave 2 stars. The Catch 2-2 versus Connors and Maloney he gave 3.5 stars. Tanahashi and Zack Sabre Jr. he gave 4 stars, which is crazy because it seemed like it was such a short match.
Well, it had to be short if Tanahashi was in it because he's not going to hold up anymore.
It's a 10-minute time limit anyway.
I think it's 15, but still, I mean, it was like 8 or 9 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yota Tsuji versus Yu Yamura was 4 stars. Evil and Ren Narita versus Kiyomiya and Shota Umino was 2 3/4 stars. So, Shingo versus Tamatonga, which that one's interesting to talk about. He gave it 4.5 stars. What do y'all think about them putting the belt on Tama Tonga and then Tama Tonga being like, "I'm leaving"?
Yeah, I have no clue what they're doing. You know, I don't know the purpose of that. I mean,
So once again, maybe they're freeing up Shingo.
Maybe,
right?
Yeah.
Maybe they're freeing him up for a big run.
No, but Tama's leaving.
On a guy who's leaving in a month. Yes.
Which, I mean, I know they did with Anderson. They put the belt on him, and then he went to the WWE. But
yeah. But I mean, you know what? I think it's kind of a thank you.
Could be
kind of one last thing. It's like, hey, you know, we appreciate everything you did, and you know, I know it. You know, we treated you like shit for the last, you know, basically.
I mean, it's funny. He won the same belt at last year's Wrestle Kingdom, didn't he? From Anderson.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just, you know, once again, he became very quiet.
Yeah.
You know, like he didn't know how to embrace being a baby face. Like he stopped trash talking people on social media, and once again we didn't see, you know, the backstage interviews, and you know, I think that you know, that combination and him maybe, you know, trying to come to this decision, and maybe he's, you know, maybe his wife and his kids are all like, you know, hey, you know, you can come and, you know, you can maybe wrestle for AEW and, you know, be in Florida all the time.
Yeah, because I don't see him I don't see Tama Tonga in the WWE.
He's too old now.
They're so heavy with Pacific Islander people right now.
Polynesians and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that I think, and plus he's not as big as everybody thinks he is.
Right.
You know,
right.
I think he's just at 6 feet tall.
Yeah, he lost the weight. He you know, he tightened up his physique. It looks good, but he's not as big as he once was.
But he's just not. He's not like, he's not going to walk in and then stand nose to nose with Roman Reigns.
Right. No, he's not. No.
So
he can't even stand nose to nose with Cody Rhodes.
Well, come on now.
He's probably about the same size, maybe a little shorter than Cody. Because what? How tall is Cody? 6'1", 6'2"?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up.
All right.
Zeus is on it.
Yeah, but I don't see him going to the E. He's probably better off. It's like AEW, just like you said, with his family's in Florida. Shit's there.
Cody's listed at 6'1".
Oh, so he probably is like 5'11".
Yeah.
He's probably the same height as me. I'm like 5'11". So
I mean, he's MJF style. Yeah, okay, listed as 6 feet, but 5'8" in reality.
Tama Tonga is listed at 6 feet.
Okay.
6 feet 209.
Only thing I'll say from the clips I saw, it seemed to be the most solid match in terms of the work that I saw going on. They were hitting each other hard and seemed to be laying stuff in good in the match.
Well, there was some hard hits in the Okada Danielson match, but then again, you know.
Let's see, Bishamon versus LP and Hikuleo was 3 3/4 stars. So basically 4 stars.
Right. Like I said, bitch and a man.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that was the same rating that
that's
Flair.
That's what they gave Pointer Fujinami in '91.
Okay.
Horrible. That's just shit.
Zeus's boy El Desperado won the title from Hiromu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
4 stars.
How about we get Despy a new challenger? How about that?
Yeah, the whole division's got to move on from that rivalry, unless it's interesting somehow, which they failed to do that in the build-up to this.
I mean, we've been saying for a while their matches have become a formula. Like, ever since that one Super Junior final between them, it's just been.
That, and you know, and you just people don't know anymore how to, what was it? Would they have a last man standing or a death match or something? This could have been like this is the one to end the war, and
right.
So, it should have been something like that. It should have been some kind of ultra brutal, just all out, war of attrition, and something to really make this memorable. But by all accounts, it was not.
You know who did kind of a good job with what you're talking about was that 2005, that feud between Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
They had multiple matches, but all those matches were different from one another. Yeah. All the matches were different.
Was that during the War for Dominic?
Yeah. It's the big telenovela feud. Yeah,
and they had because they had like a ladder match in there, right?
Do what?
One of those matches was like a ladder match, right?
Yeah, for Dominic. Yeah, that was the SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And then they had a cage match. And
they
had regular matches. And
the guys in New Japan that are doing the booking, I think it's lazy as fuck. It's just hard. I just have no fucks to give.
Wow.
I mean,
no, I know.
Zeus, tell us how you really feel.
Okay, I want it to be $20 a month again.
Zeus, I think you alluded to something in the last 2 weeks, and I think we're seeing it playing out. Even though Tanahashi became president, we're not going to see the change. We're not going to see like what his direction is for a while.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You did try to prepare us for that, I think.
Although I was reading this morning that all of a sudden WWE is open to negotiations with New Japan.
Yeah,
hardcore negotiations. I'm like, well, either one. It's like, well, you know what? The one or two things is going to happen. If WWE is going to sign a deal with New Japan, so that means that they have to pull back from the AEW deal, or it's going to be something unprecedented. It's going to be, and you're like everybody's going to be one big happy family, which I don't think is going to happen. So I don't know.
All I know is that the next match was Finlay versus Moxley versus Ospreay, a bunch of modern wrestling crapola, and it was 4 3/4 stars according to Dave Meltzer. So 5 stars basically.
I heard that Meltzer gave the belt half a star itself. So there you go.
He got half a star was just for the belt.
Yeah.
I mean, the clips I saw from it was just a bunch of just dumb bullshit.
Yeah, but that whole thing was set up for Finlay to win anyway.
Yeah, I know. I'm not complaining about the result. I'm just saying the stuff I saw was just a bunch of dumb bullshit. Just
right.
And so here we go again. And once again, my problem with David Finlay, being in the Bullet Club is, he's there by default.
Yeah.
And, he went from being the lovable underdog that worked his ass off, and he finally got that win over Jay White at that, at that G1. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like he goes from that to being this guy, and it just doesn't fucking fly with me, man. I'm just like, I mean, he just looks like Clark Connors, I mean, all these Bullet Club dudes just look the same.
Bring back Finn Balor.
They're all scruffy. They're all fucking like, come on, my dude. Y'all gotta do better than this.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Isn't it?
Build up him being frustrated with trying his ass off and still losing, and and
Right.
and getting goaded by members of Bullet Club. Oh, you suck now. You can't even beat fucking Gabe Kidd in the match. You're so shitty. Everything we've ever done doesn't mean anything anymore because you don't have any fucking nobody behind you that believes in you. Because everybody that it's like, well, him and Juice broke up and he left, and it's like, but no, we don't need a fucking story. We just need somebody to lead Bullet Club.
No.
Instead of just die. I mean, you could still sell the T-shirts; it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
The NWO, it didn't need to go on past 97, 98. They could have let it die. They could have they would have kept selling T-shirts; it wouldn't have mattered. But oh fucking well.
I mean, it's
Nail on the head,
interesting.
Nail on the head.
It's interesting to me that Finley was more interesting as just almost a Jericho clone when he was in part of Finjuice than he is now.
Because he fucking smiled and looked like he was having fun.
Right.
Hardly anybody does in wrestling anymore. Everybody got to be a badass. Everybody got to be a demon.
Yeah. Oh, look.
I'm angry.
I tell you something that bothers me a lot with modern wrestling is the equality sort of thing. Everyone has to get the same amount of offense in on each other. If someone does something, the other opponent has to do the same thing to them. I'm seeing this over and over again. They do it even with the booking and building.
You just described every single match in AEW.
You just described every single match almost anywhere. Like, everyone is doing this. It's annoying.
He's doing it. Everybody's got to get their shit in.
Yeah.
But I mean, everyone. It doesn't have to be tit for tat always. Like, that's not always a compelling story. Like, everything doesn't have to be competitive.
Well, everybody's a superstar. Everybody's a legend now. Natalia, she's a legend.
Well,
come on.
Somebody put something in Zeus's Wheaties this morning because he's going for
it. Let's see. Danielson versus Okada, 5 1/4 stars.
Brutal. I saw that match twice. It was good. It wasn't a 5-star match. It was pretty good.
I saw the clips and highlights of it, but it just looked like the same modern wrestling bullshit.
I mean, it wasn't. I mean, they each went stiff on each other a couple of times. Especially Danielson, he stomped the shit out of Okada's face. Then Okada got pissed and ripped the eye patch off of Danielson and just kicked him square in the eye. But other than that, I mean, it was what they normally do. It was nothing out of the ordinary. It was nothing that was crazy. I was waiting to see if Okada tapped out again, which thank God he didn't. No. So
I didn't like all the no-selling Danielson was doing like towards the end. That was annoying the fuck out of me. I know people are gonna be like, that's what they do. Like, it's become a trope now. It's just dumb.
I put that match. It's not even a 2-minute long clip that match of Ronnie Garvin and Jake Roberts from 1984 in there, and they're beating the piss out of each other, and it's like excited for on each one of them's part for for a certain amount of time, and it's like Ronnie Garvin fights his way back after getting choked with tape, and fucking even Gordon Soley's buying into he's even buying into the damn. He's like, he's like, something's going on. He just threw something to his manager, Paul Ellering. It's like, he was choking him with the tape. Everybody saw he was choking with the tape. Gordon, you were standing right there. You knew he was choking with the tape, but it just, it worked great. It was just, they beat the crap out of each other. They were selling for each other. Shit looked like it hurt.
The only selling that was done in this match was Okada, and it was after the match where, because Bryan Danielson was working on Okada's arm. So after the match, Bryan Danielson went to shake Okada's arm, but it was like, he was still selling the arm injury, so he's like, yeah, just shaking with his left. That was the best selling of the whole match. It was after. You know?
Sonata versus Naito, 4.5 stars.
Wow.
I don't know if y'all watched. So, did either of you watch clips
I haven't
from
seen
that match?
anything from that match, and I'm dying to watch that match. Actually.
Zeus?
It looked like Naito almost died with that last Destino.
Naito could barely do anything from the clips I saw. Like, he was fat. I'm not trying. I mean, I know I need to lose weight myself, but I mean, I'm not a pro wrestler in New Japan who just won the IWGP title. So Naito was like, his belly's hanging down. He's out of breath. He can barely move. Sonata, I felt bad for Sonata because he was doing moves and Naito was having such a hard time like doing his half of the magic tricks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, so like Sonata was like, everything was looking like shit, and Sonata, like, you can tell he's like frustrated because it's not on him. He's doing his part and he's trying to make up for the other guy, and you can't, because the other guys, I mean, how do you make up for the other person? You can't always do that unless you're like the Road Warriors or something. You can just legit manhandle them, but it just seemed like it seemed like they were struggling, like not in a real struggle, like a real fight struggle. I mean, it seemed like they were struggling to do the routines and stuff, and everything looked bad. And something that blew me away, Naito hit this. I don't know what they called the move, but it basically looked like a brain buster, like kind of a Hashimoto looking dangerous brain buster, right? He hits this like just before the finish. And I was thinking, like, this looks like the way they did that looked way better than what they were going to do in the Destino. Because then, of course, they tried to do the Destino. And like you said, Zeus, like, it was such a joke of a Destino. Because it's kind of a dumb move anyways, no? So, I don't know. It reminded me of so many matches where we've talked about, like, why don't they just go with the thing that looked brutal as the finish? Like, why does it have to just be the thing designated as the finisher? But I don't know. It looked really bad to me. What I saw looked really bad in that match. This was what we talked about. Like, Naito made the most sense in terms of characters, right? To win the match, because he has so much more character than Sonata. But then we were like, but Naito can't even move. And he's got that eye issue going on where he just had the last surgery. They're like, you can't have any more surgeries on your eye. So the next time it goes out of whack,
you're just going to scoop it out and throw it away.
Well, no, they're just saying like we can't, like they can't do anything more for it though. Like he can't have any more surgeries.
He damages it again. They're just going to scoop it out and throw it away.
So like, it seems so weird to put the belt on him.
That's what I'm saying. You can't have him as the face of your company right now.
But then your other option is Sonata.
So like Naito's got a glass eye and he goes to do the eyeball thing.
No. It pops out.
Yeah.
Imagine heels are like popping the eye out on purpose.
Yeah. Well, but there's that woman, the Woad. She wrestles with one eye. Right. She's fucking amazing. I mean, for a woman with one eye, she's fucking amazing. She's jumped off the top rope. I mean, I've seen her live a couple of times. She's fantastic. And she's totally proud of the fact that she's only got one eye. And she's taken it out before. It's funny. She's cool. So, but yeah, I'm saying,
Our entrance song should be Beyonce. To the left, to the left.
What? I missed it, James.
I said that her entrance song should be Beyonce. To the left, to the left.
But like if Naito has to become like a comedy act, like Hanma or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, he's no good in the ring anymore. I mean, he's a young guy. So fucking. I mean, put that fucking. Is it possible to put the strap on a young guy who could be a viable champion?
But James, I addressed this years ago, y'all can go back and see where I mentioned this years ago. I said New Japan needs to start building up people for the future, not foreigners. They need to start building up natives for the future. They weren't doing it. They're like, well, we got all these foreigners to go against our established stars, and I was saying, but all your established stars are getting old except for Okada at that point. Yeah. And now here we are. The past year they've been trying to push Shota Umino and Tsuji and Ren Narita as the new Three Musketeers, but they're just like hot-shotting it because they're out of time. They're like realizing now, like, oh, we've lost all our foreigners, or in the process of losing all their foreigners, and now they're like, well, we got to get some natives hot, and it's like, well, you should have been doing that already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem with the Sonata thing. Last year at the Wrestle Kingdom,
the Shota and Uemura and Tsuji and Narita, they're all a lot older than people think they were.
Well, yeah, I know, but they were nobodies for so long, Zeus. They were nobodies for so long.
That's the problem. Is when they got when they had Chono, Hashimoto, and Muto turn into stars, they were still way younger than 30.
I mean, Tanahashi and Nakamura, they were having them do stuff like way before they got old. Like,
they put the strap on Nakamura. He was young,
Yeah, and there's that one Tokyo Dome show. They had Nakamura and Tanahashi fight over that. What was it, like that under whatever, like that under 30 belt.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not it's not like New Japan does not have a history of pushing and developing talent like along to be ready to take over for people who are getting older, but they didn't do it for so long, and now suddenly the past year they're like, oh, hot shot it. Sonata last year Wrestle Kingdom, he's a total jobber in a 6-man match. He's treated like nothing. He's treated exactly like Bushi in a 6-man match. And then 3 months after that, they're like, he wins New Japan Cup. He's the new champion. And we were like, what the fuck is this? You can't just throw it. You just can't make it happen like that. You got to build up to it. You got to give him momentum back. He lost momentum. You got to give him momentum back. You can't just do this and be like, oh, well, look, there he is, finally. And you're like, out of nowhere after he's just a jobber like 3 or 4 months ago. Now, oh, he's champion. And then like, oh, his title reign, oh my God, it's real boring. Oh, no one's into it. What do we do? Let's put it on Naito. And you're just like, well, I wonder why his title reign didn't work. Maybe you should have built him some momentum up for it. This is the thing.
Maybe you should have forced it down our throats, Oh, look, it's Sonata. No.
Did Sonata have any losses in the G1 he had to rectify before?
I think to Evil, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he lost once to Evil. Yeah.
No, let's look it up.
I mean, because I don't remember them having their title match.
Yeah, they did have a title match. They did have a title
match. And they did. I'm just saying it wasn't fucking memorable.
Oh, okay.
Got a point.
I mean,
we come a long way from Evil and Sonata being tag team champs to this. Because they were actually celebrated as tag team champs. Now he's not even celebrated as the champ, or wasn't celebrated as the champ. Nobody wanted it.
Naito said that he was pushing for Evil to become a breakout singles star years ago. Before they, while he and Sonata were still the most boring tag team champions in. He
did lose he lost to Evil in the G1. Trying to see if he lost to anyone else. Doesn't look like he lost to anyone else.
I think that was his only loss.
So
I don't remember the title match, Zeus. I think you're right. I don't remember it either. I know it happened. I just don't remember it.
Oh yeah, it happened. I can't remember if it's November or December. They had a title match because apparently they had a match with a bunch of they just had a bunch of run-ins and shenanigans and stuff happen, and it went on over 30 minutes. And people were saying at first it was ridiculous, but then it kept going and it got so absurd. I loved it, and then so who knows?
Another thing too is when we've had other people who were G1 winners, and remember Bushi won and then he lost the briefcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was memorable. I mean, all of that stuff was memorable. Jay White had the Japanese crowds hating him so much. I mean, they were actually had to be rude to him. That's the worst sign of disrespect you can expect from a Japanese crowd is they're so mad at you that they're walking out of the arena because they hate you so much because all you're doing is spouting truth at him, from his perspective, of course. But still, I mean, that shit was great.
Mm-hmm. It was.
And when he lost spectacularly, and it was fucking memorable. Mm-hmm. It made everybody feel good that he lost, except for me. But they just, I don't know. It feels like it's on cruise control, and they're going 35 miles an hour in a 45, and it's just fucking boring.
You think Tanahashi said, let's just get through this Wrestle Kingdom and then we'll just change everything?
That's all they can do, James.
Yeah, they have to.
I mean, it's like the thing I've said it recently about AEW. If you wanted to fix AEW, you can't do the TNA thing. You can't do a reset.
Right.
TNA's done like a gazillion resets. You cannot do a reset. You have to finish what's on paper at the moment. You have to finish what's there and then slowly build up the trust and everything up from the ground up. There's nothing else you can do. That's the only way you can do it. New Japan's the same thing.
Because TNA would like to have 1,000 people show up for a wrestling show again someday.
Yeah. And they're about to lose Naomi anyway, so she's going to go back to WWE.
Which, I find that a weird decision. Not much. I understand the business end of her doing it. I understand that. Okay, I mean, I don't blame her or whatever. Yeah. I don't blame her, but what are they going to do with her?
Yeah. I mean, pay her more money to sit in catering or whatever.
Well, they're actively pursuing Camille.
Oh wow!
They're really talking about her making her.
Nick Aldis
they're making her the darling of NXT.
Well, there's a ton of smoke to the Julia rumors right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people saying she really wants to work on her English.
Yep.
And she's really excited and she's all into this, and
she seems to be shutting everything, closing out all her stories in Stardom right now. So. Drop that belt.
Well, let me ask you a question too. If you're TNA and you're doing this big rebranding, and you're going back to what it used to be, blah 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 blah, then why are you letting Naomi and you let Deonna Purrazzo sign with AEW? She was your champ.
Even they, they only, they everybody's got a limited shelf life in TNA because it's somebody else's turn coming up.
True.
Yeah. That's the problem with TNA booking. Yeah.
It's but it's Steve Mac and Cheese's turn. God damn it.
If you put in enough time, your turn comes around.
Yeah.
And then when your turn is over, it's very, very rare you get another chance. Some do, but not many.
Yeah, and it's not like even if you get another chance, Purrazzo was champ twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Taya was too, right?
Yeah.
Was she champ twice?
3 times. Or 3 times, something like that. Something like that. Yeah, she won it, lost it, won it again, some shit.
Let me look it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
And she was tag team champion.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
So, but still, I mean, there's kind of a.
She was knockout champion one time.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
one
Maybe
time.
I thought it was
she
twice.
was the tag team champion twice.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So, there's, you have to keep, getting ready for the next person.
Right.
Because it seems like that there are people who know they're not being that other people aren't interested in them, right? Like maybe Jordan Grace knows that WWE is not interested in her and AEW is not interested in her, and she's probably not interested in AEW after
the stuff with her husband. Yeah.
20 Khan talked to her husband.
Yeah.
So, and she went through the height of her, meteoric rise. That was all done, and she kind of came back and won that digital media title, and but once again she's gotten quiet, and they haven't really pushed her. So,
what's interesting with her? She seems to have lost a lot of momentum by going, getting into this bodybuilder physique thing.
Yeah.
When she had more of the powerlifter look,
she was
more over.
Wasn't she planning on leaving and going into full-time competition? That was the rumor anyway. That she was going to leave wrestling and, go into powerlifting competitions and stuff like that. So I guess that didn't work out.
I don't know how much money is in that shit,
Yeah. That's probably why she didn't do it. Probably said, "Fuck it, I'll take bumps, get paid."
I don't know how much those supplement companies pay, and
yeah. And then meanwhile, they had Chelsea Green twice and let her go.
What about? Sorry, go.
I mean, I was just saying, she was. She didn't seem like like a TNA lifer like some people.
Yeah, but they could have did something big with her because she has the capability.
But you know what, James? Chelsea Green's run in TNA or Impact or whatever it was called at the time was pretty memorable because the hot mess, whatever the rest of her name was.
What was it, Lauren Van Ness, some shit like that?
Yeah, that was a memorable gimmick. Yeah. And I still remember the whole wedding angle. Remember she was supposed to marry the guy that ends up marrying the bunny or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I remember all that stuff, even though, it was like, we're like, oh, TNA was terrible. And I'm like, oh, but I remember this angle. And also, Toni Storm, the thing she's doing right now, how much of that is sort of mimicking the hot mess thing, just with, adding, the Hollywood angle to it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it is.
Yeah. I mean, she's just, it seems like Chelsea Green is like, okay, so the most marketable thing for me right now is just being the pretty evil bitch. That's who she's been pretty much since she was.
Her and Piper and him have been entertaining. I can't lie.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, she came back to the WWE, and recently, when this tag team thing, I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, she's getting this over. Like, whoa, I love watching her. Like, she's funny.
I like when they do commentary. It's fucking awesome.
Have you guys heard about the Matt Hardy and his wife? Looks like they might be splitting up.
No.
Really?
I didn't hear about this. No.
So, so she made apparently she made a post on social media where she's kind of like sitting alone while there's a New Year's Eve party going on around her, and so a lot of people are speculating that there may be a split between her and Matt. And of course, like I said, it's just kind of all rumor and innuendo at this point. But a lot of people were saying, well, if she does split with Matt, will she come out and say what happened? What finish talking about what happened with Matt, where he fell off that fucking thing in that one match in AEW. Remember that real bad one where he was like, we're all like he's fucking concussed.
Mm-hmm.
There's no
it was more than that, but
Tony Khan pops in. NDA.
Right? It's like, but will she? Because she kind of got quiet.
Yeah, she was real vocal, and then she got quiet. You're right.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, well, she was probably really vocal while Matt was unconscious.
Yeah.
While he was recovering from his brain smacking the inside of his skull.
Yeah.
Because they're not real. Him and his brother, they're not real into self-care.
No.
So, that was kind of the thing is, will she come out and say, hey, the world's safest wrestling promotion isn't really that safe?
Yeah.
She looks like the type where she doesn't want to keep her mouth shut either. She wants to speak her mind. She wants to say what's on her mind.
Yeah. She's said what she wanted to say before many times, I think. And but
and then meanwhile, over in Stamford, Connecticut, everything seems to be chugging along just nice. I mean, the Royal Rumble's setting up nice. Now it's a fatal 4-way for the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship after Roman Reigns interfered last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. He beat the shit out. They beat the shit out of AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Randy Orton during the triple threat match. Down comes Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, and they just beat the shit out of all three of them. So the fucking Nick Aldis was standing there at ringside, and he grabs Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman said, "Don't you dare touch me." And the fucking Aldis goes, "You know what? Very good. Now you just add it to the main event of the Royal Rumble. Now it's a fatal 4-way." I was like, "Oh, okay. Way to keep everybody on the card. Good job."
Yeah.
So the that one account I follow, WrestleTix. The WWE ticket sales are going crazy. They're in full-sized arenas.
Yeah, man. 10,000, 12,000, 8,000. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 10,000 and up. It seems like
Mm-hmm.
This coming Monday night on Raw they've sold 9,600 tickets for a 10,000 seat arena.
Look at that.
And
that's an AEW wet dream right there.
Yeah, well, we
got 70,000 at the Wembley.
When it first started, they were selling out, bigger arenas, but
yeah.
So AEW Rampage on January 10th, they've sold 2,300 of a possible 2,500 tickets for Daly's Place in Jacksonville. They're going to be in the Charlotte Coliseum, Bojangles Coliseum. That's Jesus. They only got it set up for 4,100 people. That's really weird.
They got to sell out for Sting's final match, right? I mean, you would think, right?
That's in March. This is just this is in Charlotte next on tonight.
Oh, really? Tonight? Yeah.
Yeah, tonight. It says that the setup is for 4,100 people, which
that place holds more than that.
I thought you could fit like 8,000 people in there. I'm pretty sure. I went to a Nitro there that was 10,000. But yeah, it says they've sold like 3 out of the 4,000 tickets. I mean, it's still kind of sad for tonight. WWE last night they completely sold out.
Yeah, Vancouver.
2,000 in Vancouver.
And you had the re-debut of Authors of Pain with him, Precious Paul Ellering. They were with Karrion Kross, and they beat the shit out of fucking Bobby fucking Lashley and the Street Profits.
And how is it that Scarlett Bordeaux looks even more smokingly hot than she did?
I don't know. I don't know. All I know is keep doing what you're doing. That's it.
Did you see the key thing?
What?
Did you see the thing that all three of us should have noticed about Karrion Kross from last night?
What? I didn't see.
Ponytail?
No. White glove.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're right, Zeus. Yeah.
Rabbit Tribe.
Yep, very good. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that gives me kind of goosebumps. I mean,
and the Authors of Pain look huge, man. They look. One of those guys picked up Bobby Lashley like he weighed like a bag of potato chips. He picked him up and powerbombed him like he was nothing. I was like, holy shit! And Bobby Lashley's a big dude.
I don't know how old Paul Ellering is, but he looked pretty good too.
Yeah, he did look good. Well, Precious Paul always looked good.
Yeah, but I mean, he had to retire from being an active wrestler in like 1983.
Yeah, but he was still hitting the weights after that.
Yeah, but not like he was. I mean,
No.
But I'm saying he was incredibly active for a man who went through a bad back injury to do the Iditarod twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So the closest that New Japan has gotten here in a while, they're coming to Chicago in April.
Oh.
And of course, I wouldn't go to Chicago if you had a gun to my head.
That could happen.
Actually, New Japan's doing a steel cage match. They haven't done one of those in forever.
Who's in the steel cage match? I haven't heard about
this. I think it's Bullet Club versus I think it's Bullet Club versus United Empire.
Oh. Let's see. Who's left in United Empire at this point?
Well, I don't know, but Ospreay's supposed to be in this match, so we'll see what happens.
It's still Great O'Khan. It's still
Cobb,
and still TJP and Francisco Akira, and I think that guy that their mouthpiece guy was named Gideon Gray.
And they're doing that Ospreay Okada match, another match. That's the one you sent us in the link in the chat, Zeus?
Maybe.
Yeah, but they're doing the other match, and that's the only way Okada's got to go over because it doesn't make sense to put Ospreay over unless you want to say goodbye. But it's not like this is fucking Tanahashi gift. It's not like you're setting a send off. It's Ospreay. It's not like
Yeah.
So Ospreay is in the great mood of.
It's a small venue. It's saying it's 2,200, which is actually, that's actually bigger than the other New Japan USA shows we're on tour. But they have tickets starting at $24. Ringside A, $299. Ringside B, $199. Arena A, $190. Yeah. Still pricey.
I haven't gone to a show in a while, man. It would be nice to get one around here. Right? I mean, I can always go to NXT, but but it's like paying in the ass to get tickets for NXT now.
Brian Bell says, me patiently waits for Zeus to discuss the angle of 2024 so far. Muta misting the baby.
Well, I mean, it's obviously a very sad situation when you have to abandon your baby. Especially in 2024. But if you're gonna leave your child with someone, who better than the Great Muda? Because he's gonna pick up your baby and he's gonna spray your baby all over its face and eyes and up its nostrils and down its mouth with fucking, poison mist.
I'll give you something to cry about.
Exactly.
Well, did you all notice when there's a shot of him feeding the baby the bottle, and the bottle is full of like green like liquid. So in kayfabe, Muda misted the like had to keep misting the bottle to fill it up.
You want to shit your diaper? I'll mist your face. That's funny.
Did y'all watch that match? The Great Sakuya, her debut match?
No, I didn't see it. I like her makeup though; it looked pretty good.
Yeah, I watched it.
Did you like the way she looked, Zeus?
It's okay.
Yeah, I didn't think they did that great a job on the look myself, but I don't think she's a great candidate for the job at the moment. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how she. It's a wrestler named Riko Kawahata, and she I don't know. She can't do the Muda spots very well at the moment.
Well, who came up with this gimmick? Who's the one that said, like you're going to be Muda's daughter?
Noah. I mean, they're just trying to bank off of the Muda thing since it made so much money for them.
But you would think Muda would have a say in who would be, like, listen, I want to do this stuff because she's good, or
I'm sure he doesn't care all that much, and probably understands that the landscape isn't that deep as far as people to pick, but that aren't available. I mean,
yeah, I'm not saying she's terrible, but she was a good candidate in terms of she was not. No one was paying that much attention to her on the Joshi scene, right? So it's not like she was a hot prospect that people would know immediately. Oh, that's such and such. A lot of people would go like, if they say this is Muto's daughter, they would be like, oh, this must be his daughter, even though it's not, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like a lot of people would have no idea. So. In that sense, she was a good candidate because no one really knows her work, like except for the hardcore fans or something, right? Would be able to pick her out, but yeah, I don't know that. I didn't think much of that match, to be honest with you. The only one who seemed to do anything good in the match was Miyuki Takase, and that's not that much of a surprise. But everyone else just kind of there.
What'd you think of your girl Mariah Ray showing up on AEW for her first match?
I mean, I didn't know she who if you're talking about me, I never said she was my girl.
You loved her.
No, there's nothing special about her when she was in Stardom. People were freaking out about her, and I was just like, well, she's just some blonde chick. Like there was nothing that special about her, but people were like, she's sexy. And she's playing up her sexiness. Oh my god! And it was like, okay.
And they brought out Deonna Purrazzo doing her first match. I thought that was awesome. Hold on, look at that. Your debut is not that special because here comes the chick from Jersey.
I don't honestly think much of Deonna Purrazzo.
Yeah. Pedro, you called it too. I'm sorry to interrupt, but you called it too. And you said AEW has to make Adam Cole the devil because otherwise it'd be a letdown, and it was still a letdown.
Well, yeah, there's at that point, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What else are you gonna do? There's no anyone you pick is gonna be bad, so you may as well just go with him. He's the best letdown you can come up with.
Right? Hey, now he calls his new stable the Undisputed Kingdom. Are you shitting me? Oh, horrible.
You know why?
It's horrible.
Got to bank off that pass, man. But the baby thing, the misting the baby thing. Do y'all remember those New Japan tapes from the '90s? Those like sort of best of Great Muta tapes, and they had all these vignettes where he was like fighting an alien, and I think he got killed at one point by the alien and got resurrected.
Is one of the, it was one of the monsters from the Guyver movie.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and that Mark Hamill was in.
Yeah. I actually have those on VHS. I got Guyver 1 and 2.
I got the all the Muta stuff on disc.
Nice.
But yeah, because Muta kind of turned into a super toothy monster demon.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, and then this is the guy who sprayed that one woman's crotch in Hustle, and then she gave birth to Akebono.
Yingling.
So.
Yeah,
Yingling.
Yeah. Now wait a minute. He sprayed her in the hoo-ha.
Yeah.
Then she laid an egg.
Yes.
That birthed Akebono.
I guess what I'm saying is
that's the curse of Mae Young.
a lot of stuff is just Muto's weirdness. I mean, I suspect Muto has his own like sort of brand of weirdness. So him misting the baby could just be his own sort of. I'll just
easily.
Yeah.
I think that he, there's that. That point where it's just like, okay, well, I'm just going to do steps 1, 2, and 74.
That's Muta.
So, but that, that's we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's just kind of it's really hard to duplicate or catch on to something like that when it's just that lightning in the bottle. I mean, Kabuki himself was amazing, right?
Right.
He was amazing in his own way. He was not highly mobile. He was not acrobatic.
Yeah, the kendo stick and the mist.
But he had all the other work. And he was very scary, very intimidating. He was able to do the weapon stuff. I mean, everybody was totally bought into Kabuki, and I mean, I doubt that any fan, no matter how drunk, would have tried to jump on Kabuki. Nobody else, back in the day. And then Muta came along, and he started developing that, and then him and Gary Hart creating the Great Muta for for WCW was just you took a guy who was had gymnastics, who had the judo background, who had a great center of gravity he just had so many physical things, and then he was able to do some of those other same things that Kabuki did, and it just went to another level, and then they put it under the guise that that he was the son of Kabuki.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Well, what made Muta hot back then as well was that he was pulling off moves where he had that snap at the end of that moves. Like everything was crisp, everything was fast, everything was like a snap to it. It was almost like Bret Hart-esque. It was like rap.
He was ridiculous at how with his speed, and
it was like, holy shit, who's this guy?
Everything was. I mean, he was doing that. That reverse, spin kick off of the, instead of Enziguri, he would, he could do the backwards one. He would do that roll into the mule kick. He did, he was the guy that did the what do they call it? The cattle slicer. What do they call it?
The
That full Nelson into the bridge.
Oh, the Muda lock?
Oh,
or?
yeah.
No.
No.
Not the Muda lock. It's he gets a guy on his stomach and puts him in a full Nelson and he flips over the guy and holds on.
Oh.
Cattle something.
Right. Cattle mutilation?
That's it, yeah. Yeah, like Muda was doing that when they didn't have a fucking name for it back in the 80s. I mean, that was another thing is he had great fundamentals too. Like like he wrestled Steve Casey, not Scott Casey, but the one the one that didn't look like a Pillsbury Doughboy. At that Clash, and he got the guy in a leg lock, and then he turned it into the Indian Death Lock, and then he rolled him over and had him in the inverted Indian Death Lock and into the Muda Lock, and it was all just so damn smooth. Like I think I'd seen, maybe it was Chavo or Hector or Mondo. One of the I'd seen them do that too, but nobody kind of done that in a while. By the time Muda was doing it in '89, and he just had that extra something, and it made him, so special, that people were cheering for. I mean, when the Great Muda was whipping bad guys, everybody was on Great Muda's side. People jump up and off their chairs when he did the moonsault.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they had to put him against Sting because putting him against Eddie Gilbert was not doing it.
Yeah.
No.
Because Eddie Gilbert is a better. He's a better heel, and especially against somebody smaller.
Yeah.
But Muda being too.
No, but Sting was the right opponent to Zeus. You're absolutely right. He was his contemporary. He was his contemporary.
Pretty much the same height.
Yeah.
Similar body type. They both liked the area. I mean, it was just that was just like that match made in heaven. I mean, that was like, Magnum against Nikita. I mean, it was just, sometimes you find two perfect rivals, and sadly we didn't even get a true great feud with Sting and Muda because it kind of got all muddled up, and by the time from Great American Bash to Starrcade, they really did Muda wrong at that Starrcade, which was a stupid idea. We did get to see them continue the rivalry. They fought in New Japan against each other and teamed up together, and so it really helped the each of the other. But the fact that Muda is definitely like as shown by being inducted into the Hall of Fame, for a company he never wrestled for. I mean, it just shows you how big and how iconic and how memorable he became.
Do you think Tanahashi's really open to working with the WWE? Do you think that's a possibility?
I mean, it could be. I mean, it's.
I mean, do you think them putting Muda in the Hall of Fame?
But Muda was with Noah at that time, James.
Right. True. Yeah, but most people look at him as IWGP. He was one of the greatest IWGP champions.
Yes.
I mean, they're not going to look at his secondary Nora, like after he hit 50 years old. No,
I know, but I it's. If they do decide to work with him, I mean, I just don't know what, I don't know what they'll do. You know, try to pilfer talent. You know,
I mean, like Okada just had a kid, so maybe like if they throw enough money to him, he'll like he'll go to WWE. He can work something out where like he goes back and forth. I don't know, but I mean, it could be something big or it can't. Now that Vince is not in charge anymore, I think this is more of a possibility than it could ever was. But because Vince's ego would get in the way too much.
Well, that had always kind of been the case.
Yeah, you got to do it my way or it's no way. And now it's not like that.
But even still, like even the WCW New Japan relationship, it was wherever you were at.
That is true.
With the exception of the Steiners. The Steiners were the only ones that kind of went over everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They went over in Japan. They went over in the States. Pretty much everybody else, it was, wherever you were at. If you were at home team wins.
Right.
Sting goes to New Japan. He's going to lose. William Regal went to New Japan. He's going to lose.
Actually, Son lost in All Japan, so he had that one match in All Japan for the Triple Crown representing NXT, and he lost. So, but I heard he put on a good showing. So, that just goes to point,
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since the WWE's even had a show in Japan, hadn't it?
Yeah, a long time. But now they're making the rounds, though. Now they're doing it in France. They're doing a show in Germany. They're doing
I can find out.
They have the Elimination Chamber in
Australia.
Australia. They got something big coming up in Toronto. I think Money in the Bank's going to be in Toronto. I think they got a couple of big shows in France and Germany coming up. So I think Japan's going to be on the horizon.
Let's see.
I mean, I think the last show I can remember there was like that. I think it was an NXT show.
Could be,
yeah.
And I think it was Jericho beat Pac. I think Samoa Joe was on there. Yeah, I can't remember who all. I think I'd gotten a copy of that from somebody. Oh, and then also WWE announced that this past Survivor Series, that's the last DVD they're ever going to make. They're not making any more DVDs.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that's it, huh? You got to stream everything.
Yep. Oh, and Fight TV deleted every NWA event off their platform.
Really?
So even if you bought it, it's gone.
Shit.
Wow. Wow. I guess they wasn't fucking around. Huh?
Like those ones you got in the past, they're gone, huh?
Yep. Yeah,
wow.
The End of the Fire one I bought, I remember. So that's not on there anymore.
Wow. Well, I wonder what led to that.
I mean, I guess it's because they're not doing business with them anymore, and they're on the
CW app.
Yeah.
That and the cocaine sniffing.
So
a fucking Tony Khan cosplay. Fuck Sinister Ministers. I'm gonna cosplay Tony Khan. Let me get some blow.
Yeah, it looks like they were not in Japan at all last year.
Yeah, I don't remember WWE putting on a show in Japan in a long time. So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes up within the next 12 to 18 months. I mean, that could be what this is about too. I mean, because I'm sure Triple H wants to put on shows in Japan. Well, you don't want to step on, anybody's toes out there. So better have the blessing from Tanahashi than not.
I mean, previously they wouldn't have given a shit. I mean,
right, under Vince, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the way Triple H is doing things, and like it's actually a good change of pace, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, who knows how?
I mean, you can only be the evil empire, but for so long.
But also, the regulations and customs and people working in Japan. I'm sure all that has kind of changed a little bit since the pandemic as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure that plays into it a lot too. Yeah, absolutely.
And they're kind of, So I think if they have even if they have shows in Japan where they don't even if they don't even really mix the talent much, right? Even if they just have like a half WWE, half New Japan show,
right?
Or a few of them. I think that would draw enough interest. I think that would help. I think that would sell more tickets.
Yeah, I can see that selling. Yeah, I mean, I would like to watch something like that.
I mean, because you wouldn't even have to. You wouldn't even have to put some of those guys against each other. I mean,
no, yeah, and you could do teases too.
You could do an Okada versus Nakamura match.
That'd be kind of nice.
So and by lending Nakamura to Noah, I mean they showed that they're willing to work with. I mean that was
that was huge actually.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking gracious.
Mm-hmm.
So
just want to address some stuff before we run out of time. Talking about big in Japan, the new Triple Crown champion, Eddie Kingston, who's literally big in Japan. He's big in belly size. He is. Someone said he's the modern day Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, that came out of somebody's mouth. I think it was Ortiz, if I'm not mistaken. He said he's the modern day Dusty Rhodes.
Man,
that's some shit right there. How do you say that? I mean, I'm sure he meant it as a compliment to Eddie Kingston because, to give credit where credit is due, he always wanted to do this, and he somehow got Tony Khan to do this whole tournament for him and make him a new Triple Crown, even though it's bullshit. But still, I mean, I mean, unless you want to give him credit for that, fine. But to call him Dusty Rhodes? Oh, no. I don't think so. I got two words for you. Yeah,
he's so far away from Dusty Rhodes. I mean, he's cut some good promos and things, but
I mean, you want to call him the working man's champ? Fine. You want to call him the everyday man's champ? Fine. But don't call him Dusty Rhodes.
And it's this type of thing never works out in any sport, in any kind of thing. When you put that kind of a, Dusty not just a wrestler. Dusty
was a genius.
He was a booker. He was a match creator. I mean, he's one of the most innovative people. In the industry. He did more with less. He was so fucking popular, it wasn't even funny.
He's a character creator too, because he helped so many people create their characters. I mean, he was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's like when you call fucking Jerry Stackhouse the next Michael Jordan.
No.
Jesus Christ, that's not even fair to fucking Jerry Stackhouse.
No, I'm saying no.
No.
What did they say? Oh, this is the next Michael Jordan. This is the next Michael Jordan. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Nobody had.
Not even close, actually.
Stop putting these labels on people. The modern day blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Just let them be who they are, man. Let Eddie fucking Kingston be Eddie Kingston. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's rocking the the unathletic dad bod, thing to death. It's good for him.
He's king of the bums.
We know he loves. We know he loves King's Road, and he knows a lot of these Japanese wrestlers better than they know him because they're like.
Eddie who?
I
tell you.
I think that even Kojima would look at him funny if he came up and gave him a loaf of bread. Like, who are you?
Yeah.
Though Kojima would eat the bread with him. He would eat the bread with him.
He would clearly eat the bread with anybody. I mean, come on.
My burning Dusty Rhodes question. Okay, if he had lived to the modern day, what cards would he be going for on New Japan Collection? That's my Dusty Rhodes.
I don't know, but for some reason I have a TJ. I have a TJ, whatever the fuck his name is, TJF or whatever his name is. TJP. Yeah. I have a sold out TJP card that all of a sudden everybody and their mother's trying to trade for.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he showed up and if you use our message.
TJP.
So I'm thinking about doing this draft. What do y'all think?
Hold on, let me see.
Which one is that?
This is the promotional movie event.
Yeah, I did that. I got like a Toriano or somebody else.
Pedro, those are all old cards.
Yeah, old cards.
This isn't the old cards one. No. I'll show y'all. This is the one. This is this one. These are new cards.
No. Yeah. Do that one.
Yeah. I've got 112 stones. So I don't want to do the other new ones because these are old cards.
Right.
These are old cards. This one is also old cards. I don't want to do those. So let's do this one. Let's see how it goes.
And tap.
Let's see.
Not good.
Brutal. That's not look good.
Come on.
Fucking no Shazam.
Oh, damn it. Tap. All right, here we go.
I thought that one was going to flip.
Tap. Come on.
Shazam!
No.
No, that's it. Done deal. Zero Shihiro.
All right.
You're no good.
Wait, he can draft one more time.
All right,
do one more time.
Okay.
Let's see.
And this is on your new phone, right, Pedro?
Yeah, this is the new phone. I did get a new phone.
Good job.
I mean, he had a new phone before. Come on.
But this looks like an actual real phone. So that's good.
Oh no, this also looks bad.
That looks horrible.
Oh,
yeah.
Tap.
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 That's a horrible fucking.
Oh man.
Oh, nothing.
Oh,
I thought that was good. He did a little stutter.
No, nothing.
That's
nothing.
garbage. Wow, that sucks balls.
Well, you win some, you lose some. What can you do?
That was horrible, Pedro.
that one hurts.
Yeah, I would complain.
You complain.
Yeah, I complain. They don't.
Yeah, I know. All three of us complain, and it goes on deaf ears.
They didn't even give us a survey this year.
I know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. They probably said fuck everybody.
Right?
I did get like 11 stones out of doing that, so I'm not too.
Well, they got idiots like me buying stones up like they're going out of style, so they probably don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't buy the stones, so at least
I got them. I'm addicted to that shit.
You're addicted to that rush.
I got almost 8,000 regular stones. I got about 150 line stones. I have like 99,000 things. So like I could buy a whole bunch of shit. So I mean, like, come on.
As long as it's not kidney stones, you're fine.
No. I mean, I'm a collection whore. I'm the Molina of collection.
No.
They got some deals on them, James. You get
Yeah, I know. I was catching that. I was like, maybe.
That's like getting like
a stone and a half.
60. It's like getting 60 stones for free.
Mm-hmm. I was looking at that.
5 for $30.99. That's a good deal too.
Yeah, no, I was looking at that. I was like,
Wait, how many for what now?
So they've got 248 for $18.99.
Yeah, that's good.
Right. And see the other one, the regular one is 284 for $30.99.
Yeah, so you want the deal, obviously.
For 40 less stones, but you're paying almost half the price.
Right.
And then they got 405 stones for $30.99, which is the same price as the 284. So you're getting almost 125 stones for free with that New Year's set.
I swear, man. I swear. I'm putting somebody's kid through college over there in collection.
Yeah, you are.
Dude, I mean, there's so many people there. They're spending money because.
Oh yeah.
These people that have the like every card. I'm just like.
Yeah, I was looking at that guy who's number one, or because he's ranked S1, and I was looking at his cards. I think he has every single card.
Right.
I'm like, how the hell do you get every single card? I mean, even checking cards. How the fuck did you? I mean, like, how do you go to every show?
It's Tony. No, I'm joking.
It's Tanahashi.
Yeah, I think part of it is that, with iPhones, you can jailbreak those things.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably jailbreak the yeah.
And they can probably manipulate how many stones they get, or that they put so much money into it that they have so many extras that they're able to trade people.
Right. That's the other thing, yeah.
And that they, there could be this, this network of fans over there that's like, okay, well, I need you to, I'll send you $20 or whatever. You take this extra phone and check in, and then trade it to me off my, off my other account.
Yeah,
that used to happen on WWE Slam. Remember, Zeus?
Yeah,
people would be like, "Send this money, send that." And
oh yeah, people were selling shit all the time.
Actually, Zeus, I got that desk. I'm holding it for you.
I know. I gotta get some.
That's all right. No, you're gonna work for it. Trust me, because I'm gonna want you.
I don't like the sound of that.
No, because Zeus is the trade king. He gets all kinds of shit in trade, man. True. So let's see if he can get me this Okada card that I want. And if he does, it's all his. The desk piece is.
Right.
What's the Okada card you want?
It was just one Okada card where he still has the old belt.
Okay.
And remember when he brought back the old belt instead of the suitcase?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's that card. And it looks real nice. It's autographed and everything. I'm like,
That's for me so I can find it.
I have to find it.
Brian Bell, I spent some money on the WWF card game and it died. Never again. Yeah, he did spend. You did spend some money on.
Yeah, well, Brian, don't come over to New Japan Collection because you'll go broke. It's brutal. Trust me. I have to mortgage my house for some fucking limestones.
Anyone got anything going on to promote?
Nothing yet. I've been, working on, what page am I on here? I'm on page 13. Just killing that as much as I can. And, hopefully here I'll start getting a little momentum and finishing this up. So
that book is going to be awesome, Zeus. I can't wait, man.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's just
because it's coming along really nice, man.
Yeah, it's just taking me a little bit.
It's all right. How about you take your time and do it right, then rush it?
Oh yeah. But
what about you, James? You got any DJing gigs coming up?
Actually, as a matter of fact, Jim House is making an appearance live. He's going to do a 90-minute live set.
Oh, when?
Probably either Thursday or Friday. I'm going to take a shitload of heart medicine and Diet Coke to get me through it, so it should work.
When's it going to be? Where is it going to be? Like YouTube, somewhere else?
It's going to be on Real House Radio on Mixcloud Live.
Real House Radio on Mist. Was it Mist? What?
It's going to be on Real House Radio over on Mixcloud Live.
Mixcloud Live.
Mm-hmm. So, I'll find out the exact time and date and everything, but it's usually either Thursday or Friday, but it's going to be a 90-minute set. I haven't done a 90-minute set since before my last heart attack, so it should be interesting.
Real House Radio, Mixcloud Live.
There you go.
Let's see. I got the usual Twitch streams and stuff, and then this Tuesday, which is what the 9th. We're going to have the premiere of season 3 of Looking at Cards here on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I even have a little promo here for you guys. It's the new opening. So here's a little sneak peek at the new opening for Looking at Cards.
We've got an icon, scissors on, plus a pizza backdrop, and now it's on, 'cause we're looking at cards, looking at cards.
Fucking Pedro.
I try to be as goofy as possible.
You nailed it. No, that's pretty good, actually. I like that.
It looks like one of those things where they're like, like in a TV show and they're making a show.
I'm waiting for Papa Smurf to come out.
Yeah, Bean said it looked like something from the early 90s.
I'm waiting for the Smurfs to come out,
Oh, my God.
Any hint on what kind of cards you're going to do on the premiere?
Do what now?
Any hints of what kind of cards you're going to open up on the premiere? If you're going to drop a hint, drop a hint.
DC Ushi cards.
Okay.
They're DC comics, and they're cards with something called Ushis.
Okay.
So you'll see that on Tuesday.
Okay.
Brian Bell said, "Misting the baby has been beaten by Pedro looking at cards." Yes.
No kidding.
Missing the baby. You're having that in your intro? You missed the baby?
That's a special episode.
Pedro, the only thing you were missing was doing like one of those, like you're walking away and then like you're walking down steps.
Yeah. And you look back or something, or
no? You just you're faking like you're walking down steps.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of like.
I was waiting for like Silverhawks to come out on the Herculoids at the end. It was kind of that kind of song. The space goes Pedro. Looking at cards.
James, that reminds me. In high school, I did this. I had to do this. We had this one class. We had to do stuff about people from the past, and I did it on Jimi Hendrix. And I had to play some of his music, and the teacher thought on Hey Joe that she thought that they were saying Pedro. Pedro, where you going with
Nice.
that gun in your hand?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I haven't listened to any Hendrix in a while, man. I should pop some on.
Pop some on, man. Get that vinyl out.
Yeah, right.
The only 200-gram vinyl record I have is this live Jimi Hendrix album.
Nice, good job.
I have several, like I have multiple that are like 180 gram, but the only one that's
Yeah.
like 200 gram is this one live Jimi Hendrix thing.
Nice.
It's insanely thick. But anyways,
I haven't imported Japanese Whitney Houston that's like that.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's a disco mix of I forgot the name of the track, but it's one of my famous tracks. Is a disco mix. It came in a box, and it's super thick, and like all the lyrics, all the writings in Japanese.
James, you probably know this. So once upon a time, the Japanese vinyl for releases was very sought after because they had such high standards. For their releases, so people will pay out the ass for their like releases of just regular
audiophile quality vinyl. Yeah.
And then some point in the 80s or 90s, the quality went down, right? And so it became like everyone else's. But at one point in time, Japanese vinyl, like from the past, the old records are like really highly sought after.
Japanese box sets and UK underground house music all came like these thick, super quality records, and it sounded so good. You know, like if you had a really good, like if you had a really good system, it sounded really good, and then it all went to shit.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of records like that, all sealed up, and I got all that shit.
Vinyl records, the trading cards for people who really want to lose all their money.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, I got shit packed away that's like I've opened once, played it, and then that's it. You know.
Yeah. Well, Brian Bell, thanks for hanging out with us.
Brian Bell! We should all do a Rumble watch.
When's the Rumble?
I think it's the 25th or 27th, some shit like that.
I mean, I will have to prioritize like one Rumble over the other. So, I won't be able to watch all of it.
No, I know. It's going to be a good card, but if allowed, I already wrote my tickets, but if allowed by my docs, I'm gonna head down to Delray Beach and smack Lord Lux in the face. So,
oh my god, you know what's gonna happen, James, don't you?
What?
I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen. You're gonna make Lux watch.
AEW sucks.
No, you're gonna make Lux watch the Royal Rumble, and he's gonna be like, WWE, oh, it's not as good as they do. Then he's gonna see Punk win the Rumble. He's by the time Punk wins the Rumble, he's gonna be crying. He's gonna be like, "Oh, I love this! Oh my god, I love this! Oh, I love it!"
Yeah. I want to see him say, "I want to watch Rampage instead of SmackDown Live from Tampa." I'm like, no, that's not happening. You know. I love going over there, taking over his TV and watching WWE shit or New Japan stuff on there. So, but it is credit though. He got into New Japan, so that's good at least. You know, I mean, it sucks now because fucking Bishamon just killed it.
But Bishamon don't have the time. Oh,
that's right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Sucky Team A to Sucky Team B.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll James anything coming up that might preclude next week or.
No, I think I'm good to go. I should be good to go. I have to meet with the heart transplant team in a couple of weeks. I have to come back from Lux actually, and that's when it might be an issue because I might be going through some undergoing some procedures. But other than that, so far so good.
What about users? You got anything coming up next week that you know?
I'm more up now.
Okay. Well, so maybe we'll be potentially we'll be back next week. So everyone, take care. Thanks, Brian Bell, again for hanging out with us.
Be Brian Bell. Peace.
Everyone have a great weekend and week ahead. And
Later. Happy January.